Yeah, good morning students. This is KV Ramesh, Anthropology faculty. And today we are going to discuss about how to get highest marks in anthropology. So what is the best technique to get 300 above marks in anthropology optional? And after that we will see some of the tests written by Mr. Pawan Datta when I was in Hyderabad. So that test copies also I will show you. So our session is how to score more marks in anthropology. And before going on that, so I am informing you that so we are launching various anthropology programs for 2023 as well as 24 people. So Anthro Foundation course we are going to start from 5th June 2023 and Anthro mains test series. So it is going to start from June 18th 2023 and Anthro crash course we are launching it from June 22nd 2023 and Anthro long term test series, those people who are preparing for 2024 mains. So this is the long term test series, otherwise we call it as a chapter wise test series, that we are starting it from 3rd July. So when it comes to getting a high score is dream of every student. So here it's not a academics to just pass. Here we should win over the competition through very high score. So now you can see that the unique approach, the answer writing skills depend upon these kind of parameters. The first thing you should do is selection of questions. Though same question paper written by many students, only some people are getting more than 300 marks. So more or less we can say they also study the same sources, but some people even though follow the same sources, they would get more marks for say 320, 330 also. So why means they follow simple variations than the remaining people. The variation lies here. So first you should select a questions which give us more marks. So here the question easiness, it is not the matter. The question whether it is giving high score or not, that questions we should pick up. So the static forces, the static one as well as scoring high areas should be always our priority. So here you can see that when it comes to paper 1, so these are all the highly scoring areas, and you should remember while studying itself you can follow this order because they are highly scoring areas and most of the questions comes from these areas only. The first one is prehistory. So prehistory is always static in nature, and apart from that here you should focus on dating methods and as well as cultural evolution. So from Paleolithic to Iron Age. And after that the primatology chapter, every year we are getting questions from this chapter, and here the chapter itself is purely static in nature. Next one, hominin evolution. So these areas every year UPSC focusing by giving short answer questions as well as long answer questions. So genetics, it is purely static in nature, you will get high score. And applications of physical anthropology, especially chapter number 12 in paper 1. So those chapter will give you at least 2 long answers every year, and those are all highly scoreable areas. And social institution, when it comes to the chapters, marriage, family, kinship, economic organization, political organization and religion, from marriage to religion, here also we are getting so many questions and they are purely static in nature. And theories and fieldwork traditions, in your study of sequence also you can put theories and fieldwork traditions, though questions are coming but it should be finished in the later time. So theories we are expecting 1 or 2 questions, and as well as fieldwork tradition every year 1 question is there. So if you choose questions from these areas in paper 1, both section A and section B, you would get more than 160 marks in paper 1. So this is damn sure. That means selection of questions is always a key role in your total marks. And when it comes to the paper 2, so paper 2 you will see Indian prehistory. and Indian fossils. So Indian prehistory, when it comes to South India, especially Indian subcontinent, Paleolithic size to Iron Age, we should focus on. Next, Indian fossils in the form of Ramapithecus, Sivapithecus and Narmada Man. So every year we are getting questions from these areas. So Indian prehistory and Indian fossils. So next one, Indian society and civilization studies. So in Indian society, chapter number 2 in paper 2, demographic profile of India. Every year we are getting questions as well as highly scoring chapter. So later on, traditional society of India and caste system. So LP Vidyarthi contributions of nature, man, spirit complex, sacred complexes, and impact of exogenous, indigenous religions on Indian society. And when it comes to the village studies, minority people in India as well as social change in India in the form of indigenous and exogenous process. That is Sanskritization, Westernization, globalization. Even you can see that Panchayat Raj system, social media. So these are all the things you should focus. And contributors of anthropologists for the development of Indian anthropology. So from this area, every year you are getting 2 questions. That means section A and section B, 2 sections are there in paper 2. Section A mostly comes from Indian society and civilization areas, including Indian prehistory. So you should choose more number of questions from section A, and here you will try to minimize in section B, which is generally comes from tribal questions, SC's question, OBC's questions, and so those areas we can pick up. And when it comes to the limiting areas in paper 2, you should not pick up questions from national integration related issues, regionalism, communalism, secularism, political movements, social movements. So those questions seems to be easier, but the problem is they are open-ended questions. It is difficult to student to satisfy the demand as well as the expectations of the evaluator. And next one, anthropology contribution for rural as well as tribal development. Here also it is open-ended question. And when it comes to tribe and nation comparisons, so the tribal arrangement in Australia, Japan, China, United States, in African continent, this is the way, this kind of within the modern nation states, how tribes were arranged. So these kind of questions, they seems to be difficult as well, they seems to be easier, but they are in open-ended in nature. The examiner expectation reaching is always difficult. So you should identify the first priority chapters and static portions with highly scoreable. So once this selection is over, and then you will apply technique of answer writing. So those including a smaller minor changes, that's enough, you will cross 330 marks. So the first one is identify the keywords in the question. So how to identify keywords in the question, that I will show you once I open the ranker copies. So first of all, you should identify the keywords in the given question. If you write non-relevant question or other than the other information which is not related to the keywords, so they are not at all useful. That means the demand of the question you should identify in the form of keywords. Your answer should revolve around these keywords only. The first you should remember that point. And next one is, once you identify the keywords, you will define that keywords in the form of author's definition. If you write like a generic definitions or general definitions, you don't get too many marks. But means, for suppose lineage is there, clan is there, dowry is there in socio-cultural anthropology, that you should define the perspective of authors, and as well as where did they define it, under what work in the form of published books they defined it. So these kind of things first you will write regarding these keywords, and if it is possible you can underline and make it as a beautiful. And next one is relationship between the given keywords. So most of the time I observe that students are writing, for say if you take this question, animism and deep ecology, first students are putting animism and they are writing the various data related to the animism. Next they are coming to the deep ecology and they are writing data related to the deep ecology. It is not the way we are expecting. So how animism is related to the deep ecology, the interconnection between that examiner is expecting. Your knowledge is not tested for two independent, they are dependent. The relationship, some relationship existed between these two concepts, that relationship he needs it. Understand? So for say magic and religion. So what are all the similarities between magic and religion? What are all the dissimilarities between magic and religion? Rather than putting magic one sub-heading, writing all the information whatever you know regarding the magic, that is not the way he is expecting. The relationship between them, are they similar? Are they differ? How they are similar? What are all the differences? That you should compare each other. That is the way you should define or bring out the relationship between the keywords. Next one. So including rough diagrams. So it is always, even when it comes to the hominin evolution, primatology, you should include even sociocultural anthropology, genetic, the rough diagram should be allowed. So you don't need to be expertized in that diagram. Because we are not the artists and we are not applying for the post of any artist. So here the rough diagrams only enough. You don't need to be expert in that. And flowcharts and maps. So whenever, for say, while we are studying the distribution of hominin fossils, so instead of listing out, you should mention it as a map. So while we are doing tribal distribution, instead of writing tribe and their states and etc., you should take an Indian map and identify that where these tribes are residing. That means mapping itself, it beautifies the answer as well as it will reduce the time of writing on the paper. So this is the way maps are very good. And flowcharts, whenever there is huge data and that you want to be presented, simply the core areas from that data you can take and present in the flowcharts. It will reduce the time as well as the content, but the examiner identifies that what are all the core points, so that he can able to see in the form of flowcharts. For suppose you can take that comparison of state and stateless societies, that we can write in the form of paragraphs or we can write in the form of flowcharts. So flowcharts writing, it beautifies your answer and it reduces your time, and the core areas only we will focus on that. So next one, so best case studies. So case studies in the form of any tribal practices or any customs, so that authors or anthropologists studied. For suppose the functional utility of magic, which was studied by Malinowski and Emil Durkheim. So here what tribes they had chosen and what they identified from that tribe. So that tribe and the entire information they identified from that tribe. These are all the matter that we call as case studies. So you can generally take it case studies from the books. And when it comes to the case studies of tribal anthropology or tribal studies in India, so most of the books, so they are talking about displacements when it comes to construction of Mahanadi, construction of some other 1970s and 80s or even 60s dams. So because those data was not at all updated. But when we writing the case studies related to the tribal anthropology, you should take it the examples of recent issues. So which are all present in the newspapers and recent publications. For say, first time in India, tribal development report got published. So from which you can take the best case studies. So that means, apart from that case studies mentioned in our traditional textbooks, you should get it that case studies from any recent issues through monthly magazines, which I am publishing every month, that Anthropology monthly magazine and newspapers and etc. So when it comes to the facts which appear in the news, they will also strengthen our answer. That examiner came to know that we are updated with our information rather than a bookist. We are observing what is going on around rather than simply sitting on the desk and mugging up of all the old textbooks. That you will observe. So these case studies are very helpful. So when it comes to the interlinking, so most of the people they are asking me, so is it good to write paper 2 issues on paper 1 or paper 1 issues on paper 2? Yes, that is the way you have to write it. For suppose social stratification is there in paper 1. That social stratification also present in India. The caste system you can elaborate in the paper 1. There is no problem. any social organizations there, youth dormitories, that concept present in tribes of India, that you can use in paper 1 social organization related issues. That means bringing the paper 2 issues in paper 1, at the same time paper 1 issues in paper 2, it is absolutely good manner of writing. So you don't need to study n number of books. You can use the existing data the best possible manner by sharing between different chapters, sharing between the both paper 1 and paper 2. So that is the best way. And interlinking of biological anthropology with socio-cultural practices. For suppose the menarche and menopause, the birth as well as death. So fertility related issues or diseases or growth and development. There are so many biological processes which are all influenced by our socio-cultural practices. That means while writing answers in biological anthropology, we can also including the practices related to the socio-cultural. At the same time, our socio-cultural practices are also influenced by biological practices. For say the polyandry, the polygyny, they are unequal distribution of the sexes or sexual imbalance leads to the either polyandry or polygyny. So these kind of, that means whatever the socio-cultural practices are also influenced by biological anthropology or biological concept. So that interlinking is always essential to get more marks. Next one is when it comes to the prehistory. So I corrected hundreds or even say many number of copies related to the prehistory. So most of the people, they are not mentioning any author name and his works. For say the father of prehistory worldwide we called as G.V. Child. He wrote Social Evolution as a book. In that he described all the evolution of prehistoric societies ranging from hunting and gathering to civilization. So you have to quote these kind of authors and their works while writing the prehistory. So rather than simply describing the artifacts. And you should include that various hypotheses to explain hunting and gathering, fishing economic subsistency, pastoralism economic subsistency, later horticulture and intensive agriculture. So first you can take that. So what made humans did take that agriculture or did take pastoralism? So here various hypotheses were there: environmental determinism or environmental hypothesis, cultural hypothesis. And you can see that while writing a particular stage, for say if you take upper Paleolithic time period represents a kind of society. In that society, what kind of biological, that means human species were survived, the mostly Homo sapiens sapiens. And what was the socio-economic, political as well as religious conditions of these upper Paleolithic people, that we need to write rather than simply describing bow and arrows, flake tools. So this is just factual data. Our prehistory aim is, it went into developing various theories, hypotheses as well as reconstructed various stages of prehistoric societies, how manner they were reconstructed. So those areas should be right. So next, so you should including sites and evidences and various people opinion regarding, for say, so in India most of the people initially they agreed that there was no independent stage of Mesolithic. So whoever supported that view, and later H.D. Sangalia, he had discovered some sites which have microlithic tools, and he changed the previous people opinion, and he said that there exists a independent Mesolithic stage in India. So that is why various peoples will come when we study prehistoric. That people opinion we should include our answers. So when it comes to the debates, so like formalist and substantivist debate and nature-nurture debates in anthropology. So even the debate over Negrito elements in India. So there are so many debates are present. So writing these kind of debates, you should identify the critical areas they were agreed and differed. So who were the people supported a particular idea and other people how they were countered, that issue should be written side by side. And if you take one particular trait, so whether monetary system existed in primitive societies or not, what is the formalist view, what is the substantivist view? So clearly we should write on concluding as a middle balanced answer rather than taking extreme view. So that is when it comes to the debates. So while writing the tribal studies, you can quote as many as possible case studies. So the reports as well as the annual reports released by Ministry of Tribal Affairs and various committees, JAGSA committee and remaining committees, what they are talking about a particular issue, that you have to quote to get more marks. So if you follow this kind of simple changes, so you would easily get 320, 330s also. The first thing is selection of question. Second thing is the art of impressing the evaluator by including all these things in our answers. So this is all about for today. So tomorrow I will come up with a new session discussing about in the first reading what chapters should be covered. That means what are the most important chapters from which every year questions are coming. And what are all the second priority chapters? They should be studied, but the less time should be dedicated. Those kind of chapters. And what are all the chapters not at all required for exam preparation. So these three issues we will deal in the next session. And so before closing this session, I told you I will show you the ranker copies. So this is the these are all the copies of Pawan Datta. He wrote. So at me, I was in anthropology at that time. So during the COVID time, so he joined as a anthropology optional test series. So he wrote it in the online from his native place. So this is how we conducted chapter-wise test series for the various rankers. So here you can see that this is the chapter exam on the chapters 2.1 and 2.2. So in this chapter, so you would get 6 questions. All the chapter-wise tests are mini tests. For say marriage chapter. In that marriage chapter, we will give you a mini test which has 6 questions. So section A, so which including 3 questions which are all 15 marks. Section B, which including 20 marker questions. And that means in this way, in every chapter, you will write all short answer questions as well as long answer question. And this is the way, so I evaluated. So this was the Ashok Nagar, Hyderabad. So this person has beautiful abilities of writing answers. So this is the test number. He wrote this test on 6th month, 10th date of 2020. So he wrote all these tests during the time of COVID. So section A, you can see that how he wrote E.B. Taylor. When it comes to the definition, E.B. Taylor, the books, and I gave him the one session before start writing up these tests. I gave him one session. What are all the things I am expecting from him? So while writing the tests, so he followed as this pattern. So this you can see that wherever it is possible, Herskovich, man-made, so Kroiber and Kluckhohn definition. So the important areas, he had developed that habit of underlining that keywords. So he got 22nd rank in this year. So you can see that wherever possibility is there, he underlined. So family as a social institution. So you can see that how beautifully it looks like by underlining the various questions. So this is the first chapter he wrote. And you can see that this is the chapter on K.V. Ramesh Anthropology Institution, Hyderabad. You can see this is the chapter on marriage. So anthropological reasons for dowry and why marriage is unique to human beings and mate selection in Indian tribes among Indian tribes. So universal definition of marriage and their shortcomings and universal nature of incest taboo and modern changes in the marriage institution. That means by going chapter-wise test series, the first reading itself, you would do all the important questions from that chapter. So this is the section B 20 marker question, section A 15 marker question, and by going this one, he covered all the syllabus from all the chapters. That's why he topped. He got 22nd rank. So this you can see that these are all the things you should also follow to get rank. So test number 2, long answer question. So wherever I found some mistakes are there, I will immediately just I have that habit of correcting line by line and one-to-one interaction. I don't allow other people to be listen whenever I am correcting with the students. So one-to-one correction generally I will do. So this is the habit of underlining. So flow charts, you can see that wherever possibility is there, flow charts he wrote. And you can see that the space also, the writing, handwriting also should be good, and you should maintain space between one line to another line. And you are not bringing that copies, the UPSC provides all the test, that booklets. So contemporary relevance, so highlighting that important areas. So this is the way he wrote, insist Tabo. So here you can see that the flow charts, relationships, you can see how I corrected each and every line. So he followed our blog, our website. I made all the material available in the website. So wherever material deficit is there, so he took that access and he prepared his own notes, the running notes as well as short format notes. So that I will give access for you also. So this is you can see how case studies, Egyptian royal families, so even Kachin tribes, Hawaiian tribes. So this is the way you should include a more number of case studies in the form of tribes. So the Dahomeyans of Africa, as many as tribes you can quote. So here you can see that John Goodall, that means author name should be there. You should not write like a general studies answer. And you can see that third chapter, so 90 minutes duration, section A. So same question, whatever I give in chapter wise test series, that comes into your final exam. Because by going this chapter wise test series, you would write more than 400 questions. The entire anthropology, I will try to write you by yourself 2 times. So you will prepare your own notes while studying each chapter. And second thing is, you will read that entire syllabus 3 times. And you will write entire things in 2 times. All the questions, all the concepts, you will write 2 times. And I will make your answer to be unique among all the people. Why? Because based on your level of knowledge, while I am doing one-to-one correction, I will give so many inputs. So I gave him so many inputs, the art of writing and everything. So earlier, so even 2022 also I was in Hyderabad and I came to Delhi this year only. So this is the family institution. So see here how he beautifully write, how he wrote all the flow charts. So underlining that particular topic, subheadings and major headings. So here wherever I found, I will go line by line, wherever I found I will underline, I will explain. One-to-one online interaction I will provide. So domestic groups. So comparisons, see here we can see comparison. So family, household and domestic group. So here essentially kins group, need to be a kins group. That means we are seeing that relationship between side by side, rather than taking that family and writing about the family, household about the family, and the next one domestic group and writing about the domestic. That is not the way of writing. So when we are comparing 2 or 3, we should compare by taking one trait. We should compare between these given keywords or given contrasting things. So this is the way. This question, I think last year it came family, household and domestic group in the exam. So directly whatever I gave him, those come into the exam. So he was fortunate to get more score. So you can see that Edmond Leach, his opinions. So here you can see how beautifully he underlined or bracketed that. So institutionalized mating, channelized reproduction. So these are all the things you should also follow. I will tell you that skill of answer writing. And third PDF, which is kinship chapter. So he wrote June 16th, June 14th. So lineage and clan, comparison of lineage and clan. So he also wrote like this manner. I corrected him. So he wrote lineage, and later he started. This is the diagram. I told him how should be write. So later I asked him to write similarities as well as. I told him lineage and clan means it should be compared each other rather than describing about each one individually. So this is the way, lineage and clan, comparisons and similarities and differences. So I gave him so many inputs on each one. So this is the way, exogamous group, So he wrote sometimes may not be exogamous for clan. So clan in every society, universally clan is always a exogamous. So that is the way. Even small minute issues also I will correct. So even I gave that mysterious group. So this is the way I corrected each and every line. I gone by each and every line. So I corrected him. So I asked him to underline each and every important issue, flow charts. So Malayali type, Malayan type, North American type. So descriptive. So stability of the society, the importance of aliens theory and descent theory. Why did they propose? What kind of usability is there from that theories? So this is kinship chapter, generalized reciprocity. So you can see here discontinuous. So this kind of segmentary lineage, I think. Criticisms. L.H. Morgan, classificatory, descriptive, Malayan type, North American type. So I give him so many inputs. So giving that how many score is coming for each question, how much he would get, correcting that. So he has accessed all the website. He made all the notes that is useful for the exam from our website only. So now you can see that. So Ramesh Anthropology Institute. This is economic anthropology. You can see the differentiate between economics and economic anthropology, ceremonial exchange, collaring system, discuss the impact of globalization on tribal economy, different modes of exchanges in simple societies, critically discuss the formalist and substantivist approach. So Ashokanagar, Hyderabad, he wrote this test. So basically foraging, food collectors and food production economies. So you should divide entire primitive economies are food collection economies and food producing economies. So the fishing as well as hunting and gathering comes under food collection. So all the pastoral, horticulture and intensive agriculture. So this is all the tribal people case studies wherever possibility is there. So this is economic organization. So finally you can see that religion chapter. So these are all the some tests which are all available with me. So this he wrote, later he wrote in offline. So this is a differentiation between witchcraft and sorcery. You can see here. So this is I am telling you that what is the relationship between two things. One is witchcraft, another one is sorcery. How they should be compared. What are all the similarities? What are all the differences? Wherever that conjunction and comes, you should write comparing these two things, similarities as well as differences. So religion as a social control, explain the different religions among the Indian tribes, discuss the role of totemism in primitive religion. Basically Durkheim told that totemism is for integrating all the clan members. So explain the various anthropological approaches to study the religion, distinguish between religion and magic science by various anthropologists. So he wrote like sorcery, witchcraft and both, the concept of both. So finally agendas, various tribes, most of the so many tribes. So you found hundreds of tribes, hundreds of case studies in our website. So witchcraft and sorcery, once he got that, he came to know that what are all the ways to write answers. We don't need to worry about things. We will see only whether that expected answer present or not. So once we trained him, once I trained him, what are the required things for me in our answers. So he wrote like that only. So this is all about. So theories and other things, those are all available, but we could not get sufficient time to explain all the question papers. So this is all about ranker copies. I will show you remaining anthropology rankers copies also, but we will end today's session here. So tomorrow I will make what are all the important areas to be covered for the mains goers 2023. So thank you very much.